Then I finish up at in Winston-Salem at CP3 Elite Camp.
It'll make it a physical challenge.
Oh, I didn't know that was
Thanks
yours.
for hanging out with us again tonight. We're about here to get started. Appreciate you peeling yourselves away from Morris getting out of his. Oh, careful
Mama
your phone
tired.
there.
Was on my phone.
Juice.
Mama tired.
We're back.
Last time I seen you, Ken.
It's been
a minute, right?
It's been a minute. I wanted to say, I don't think it was at the St. James, but it was close to it.
No, it was not. It wasn't. It was after that. Damn. I ain't seen my man in a minute.
Let me get my list of all these free agents.
I want to come out
signings I
and play
gotta
some
talk to
soccer.
y'all about, man.
Say what?
You ever kick the ball around at the St. James?
I do it all the time with my son.
I would love when I was there. I looked at those fields. That's what I wanted to do the most was kick the ball around out on that field. Yep. Let's make that happen.
You know I play squash, man. What kind? I mean, you a tennis player, so I figured you got some kind of squash.
I don't have a lot of minutes playing squash, so but I like the game. I like it's similar. I like those games. Handball, racquetball, tennis.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to get into
pickleball,
that. I haven't been into it yet. I think I'm gonna try to get into that.
Juice, I wanted to ask, why do you all not have racquetball, but you do have squash? Why is it?
Because a lot of kids now are playing squash growing up.
Okay.
And there are some schools that have squash in their athletic program.
Oh.
Scholarship.
So, like Episcopal has it in their athletic program.
Okay.
So that's a way for us to be able to
reach
get
that,
those kids.
reach that audience.
I mean?
Yeah.
I tell you, a HotBox squash challenge. Round robin.
Have no clue how to play.
Dude, I've never played a game of squash in my life.
You know what though? That's something.
That's hardwood.
I'm opposed to playing golf because a lot of my friends play golf.
Big mistake.
And
big mistake.
I don't like doing things that I'm not good at. My
but you're
Darren. You'd be good at squash.
I would try squash
because I think you have good hand-eye coordination. Like I think you would be.
But you know what the reason is? The real reason? I have some friends that are good at golf, so the trash talking would start. Squash, I don't know anybody that can play squash, so it's even playing field.
Yeah, no one plays squash.
No one. Knock it off, squash.
Squash needs to knock it off.
Knock it off, squash. Knock it off, Episcopal for having squash.
Well, I think we're seeing
I got to talk to my man Fitz.
Here.
Fitz is the AD up there. He's still up there, Kev. Remember?
I know. I coached against him.
He's doing a great job.
I coached against him.
I gotta holler at Fitz, man. Knock it off, Episcopal with squash.
I want to say welcome back to the basement. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, Kensington Podcast Studios, I'm Ken Marangolo. He's Froghorn Leghorn, a.k.a. Darren McClinton.
I've been missing in the basement for a while. I'm headed back out of town, man. I'm on my way down to the Peach Jam. The
you're going to be gone for another minute.
Yeah. So
we got to get you while we got you. You leave like in a matter of hours.
Absolutely.
I love it.
We played them all night, and it's it's going to be jam-packed and action-packed.
And you're still going to have Tuesday. Remnants of Tuesday are still going to be all in there until at least Thursday.
Yeah.
He's Kevin McClinton. Call him Big Brother.
Man. When's the last time I seen you, man?
It's been
a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. And
I mean, the summer's crazy, man. Everybody's got something to do. Everybody scatters around, does their own thing, and
yep.
It's crazy, but it's always good to get back and get done what we have to get done.
Yep.
Well,
so, when he's gone, I just want you to know, Juice, even if we don't do a normal Hotbox next week, I think it's a great time for to bring you down overall to talk some high school sports and talk some Redskins.
Absolutely.
We got to get schedule permitting.
Absolutely.
But
I would do that. I always like to talk about the Skins. You know that.
I know. And
you know how I am about the Skins.
We might have some cool high school coaches in the basement from the WCAC next week. We should maybe try to get a skin. I was thinking about maybe we should call Springs tonight. But maybe we get someone who can come hang out with us to talk Redskins in the off season.
Okay.
And you know what? One of those guys could be Doc, and I don't want to do Doc without you. But
Vernon comes up to the St. James.
Yeah, he does.
I saw Geis the other day, so maybe we can get one of those. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
Was Geis hooping?
Nah,
please God,
no.
Thank God.
He came in there for a minute, but he was not doing nothing, man. He looks good though, man. Looks strong.
He
looks strong.
That's
man.
what he. That's his card. Violent, physical, strong.
I saw Kelvin Harmon up there the other day working out. He was working out with mine, Darren.
Was he?
So there's been some skins that have been up there working out, man. They've been training hard, man. So,
Well, we will keep training hard every Tuesday night on
the hot box. I haven't said that in a minute. Hot box.
I knew you were ready for it.
You know that, man. I always got that in my pocket.
We already said knock it off squash. So knock it off is coming up. This man here,
man.
even though he's got hands holding and it looks all peaceful and nice, trust me when I tell you, he's got some things he needs to get off his chest.
I always have some stuff.
Especially on the night before you get on the plane for a long time.
Yeah.
Can I just ask you guys a question? Because I know you guys do some traveling here and there. What's your plane game? Because my playing game is crazy tight, and I love it, and I love thinking about it. Yeah, what's your playing game? Like when you're going to be getting on the flight, you got a plan? You got a movie lined up? You got candy? I mean, what's your gummy situation?
I have gummies.
All right. What kind?
I always, if I can, I get a window seat.
It's a 2-hour flight, right? Roughly.
Yeah, about 2 hours.
That's a needs a plan. You might probably need plan B and C, by the way. But go ahead.
I get my gummies. I get a window seat.
What do you find down there?
Which
Southwest?
airline?
Yeah.
This is Delta.
So you already have your seat assignment, so you don't have to worry about fighting for that. All right, so you got your window seat, okay.
And I usually get I make the tall people mad. I get an exit row.
Dude, you're not short. I'm the person who makes tall people mad.
No, but usually exit rows for like guys 6'6" and above, and
oh yeah. Do you guys ever fly Southwest?
Mm-hmm.
I've done it before.
There's in the exit row. There's a seat. Now it's on in the new planes. It's on both sides that has no seat in front of it.
Yes.
And because I fly enough, I get to be. I'm like literally one of the first people on. I'm the guy who's sitting in that chair.
Got some knees.
And Juice comes walking down, and he's like crawling, coming through the cabin, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to make eye contact with me to shame me because there's no way I should be in this seat and not you. So I throw this. I've got my sunglasses on, my hat low. I'm in my screen, and I'm out because I know.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you my playing game.
You
First of all, I have to sit in the air. It was 2 seats, not 3. I need the 2.
Why?
In Southwest?
Because I don't like 3. I can't because I need the window, man. I need to look outside. I need to see what's going on. You know what I mean?
So you fly the planes that are 2-seater on the.
I like the 2 seats. Like you have
so
two.
you only want to step across one person.
I just want to
get
step
up to go
across
to the
one person, right? You know what I'm saying? I need the 2 seats.
Yep.
Okay.
Second of all, I get there. I get my Planters peanuts. Okay. You gotta have your Planters peanut. I get a little sip of something to calm me down. My uncle used to say,
you get a drink on the plane or before the plane? You order the drink on the plane?
On the plane. Yeah. My uncle said there's 2 reasons why you drink: for the feeling and for the nerves.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So when you drink, when you on the plane, it's for the nerves.
For the nerves.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's why that's that reason. So I have to make sure I get me a little drink, get me a little Planters peanuts, and I'm good to go. I'm
movie?
Straight.
You guys didn't say
I'm
movie.
I'm good. It don't have to be a movie.
All of us flew on a plane at a time where there was no movie option. It was book, magazine, newspaper, or sleep.
Yeah,
that was it.
Right
now, if I'm on a plane,
I can't sleep
because you can't conversation with people.
You can't sleep on the plane because there's too much. There's too much turbulence. Too much going on, man.
You gotta have the right pillow.
I need to look. I need to see outside. I need to see what's going on, man.
You would need a neck pillow for tomorrow. I got one for you.
No, I have plenty.
All right, just making sure.
I have plenty.
All right,
but the thing is, I'm a people person, so a lot of times when I'm traveling for this basketball stuff, it's probably one of my colleagues or one of my players traveling with me. So we just talk or whatever. But if it's a total stranger, I'll strike conversation up. It makes the time go by.
First of all, I love that you do that. I think that's cool, and I think that you can, if you want to send the signal that you're going to check out. Like sometimes I have on especially the long flights, you're going to sleep or you're going to watch a movie. But I do the respectful thing. I won't start the movie. I'm listening to the emergency thing, and I might talk for a second. But I'm kind of like hand on the thing. Like,
I've
you know,
always
you
been
ready?
like that though.
Yeah.
Back when I was single, and I really had
Oh, sure.
airplane game.
So, last question. So your guys were flying Southwest. So everyone's got their seat already. I was just gonna say I know some people who've been doing some traveling lately, and that's what I think we want to talk about and get to.
Oh
So
man,
people who've been moving cross country, up and down, cross continent, cross every line you can imagine.
some of this stuff shocked me, Ken.
Let's start with the one that it ended with. It was the number one, the Kawhi Leonard. Where was Kawhi going to go? He ends up teaming up with PG.
I didn't see it.
Well,
I swear that it's. I mean, listen.
You know how
when
I
I
feel
woke
about,
up in the morning,
you know how I feel about that.
every single, ESPN, First Take, Fox Sports, Get Up. I think that's the one with Jalen and Mike Greenberg and all them. They all said it was going to be between the Lakers and Toronto, and I had no idea. It shocked me. I'm sure it shocked everybody else that he ended up going to the Clippers. But that damn logo, what he did to get not only Kawhi Leonard, but then the trade and get Paul George.
Absolutely.
That's what make the destination
unbelievable,
meaningless.
man.
Because once you have Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, no matter where they go, it doesn't matter. That's all of a sudden a team. And all you HotBox viewers, because I know there's a bunch of you that actually have been watching all year long. You have heard at this very table me say constantly, I didn't want Paul George in OKC. I wanted him out of there. I actually really was thought that the way that it was going to happen was he was going to go to the Lakers. I love him getting out of Oklahoma City and pairing up with Kawhi Leonard because I think that as good as super teams with 3 stars. The Golden State had the super team with 4 stars. If you include Draymond, which I think we should all include Draymond.
Darren don't like it.
But a super team with 3 stars is enough to get you to that finals.
Okay.
A super team with 2 stars is a lot harder to do. It has been done. You have your Pippen Jordans, your Stockton Malones. But to me, a Leonard George double pairing is enough. Is enough. I think those 2 players are so good, and the fact that they're playing together, I think it is absolutely enough that they can absolutely win.
I think you need one.
They don't
more.
though.
Well,
I think you do. I think you
here's
need
my thing
one
on it.
more guy, man. I think and it doesn't
I
have to
agree,
be a
Juice.
superstar.
It
does not have to
what I was
be a
getting ready to say.
superstar.
Guess what? It's
it
not.
doesn't. I think they need one more guy to step up. Whoever that is, I think they'd be in a really good position to contend for a title.
Yep.
I think they just need one more piece. Wherever that is, whoever that is, I think you have to have one, man.
They got role players. Role players is what they're going to have. And
Patrick Beverly, you got Montez Harrell, who I love. I love his game.
Of course.
But I think you need one more, man. One more dog.
Here's my take.
Remember,
And it doesn't have to be a first or second or third team NBA player. It doesn't have to be. It could be somebody who's a good, solid player who can knock shots down, who can take over a game. Because there's going to be games where Paul George
There's
is
no one on Toronto
off.
as good as Paul George.
There's going to be games that Kawhi doesn't play. They're going to do a maintenance thing with him. So I think there's going to have to be a game where somebody takes over or somebody that's going to be able to step up to where, Kawhi, they can get by on games where
But
he
Toronto
doesn't play
didn't have
or
a Paul
whatever.
George. Like, Toronto just flat out did not have a Paul George, and they just won.
You've got a point.
That's true.
Now, I think it can be done with
They wouldn't have
2
won if Kevin Durant was
superstars.
playing. No, they wouldn't have won if Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson
Right.
were playing. They wouldn't have won. So let's make sure we understand that.
Okay.
I think you can have a dynamic duo, 2 superstars, depending on the makeup of that combination. You know what I mean? Like, I think Kawhi and Paul George complement each other very well. They're both perimeter wing players, and then you fit in accordingly. But to have 2 dynamic superstars at that same position, you have to have one that is an alpha and one that's kind of a blue collar guy that like Kawhi is.
Paul's the alpha.
Yes,
Oh,
Paul
yes.
George is trying to score the basketball, and he's very good at doing it.
Right.
He's good at everything. He's the best.
I think it's going back to dynamic duos. There are a lot of duos right now in the NBA. The way it's constructed with all this free agent moving and that's the way it used to be. You know, it was a combination of guys. Very few teams had a trio like the Celtics had. The Celtics had
Bird, Parrish, and
McHale, and the Lakers really it was Magic and Kareem, and then you had two superstars and then a star. You know what I mean? Kind of, sort of. So now, with the Kevin Durant and Kyrie duo, you got the dynamic,
which isn't even a duo for another year and a half.
Right,
now, by the way, it's like it's like coming to a theater near you in a year and a half.
But the Golden State trio, because I don't call it a four-headed monster, but the Golden State trio is, they're not healthy, so they're not playing together. I just all this money that was thrown around in free agency, I'm very happy for some players that got paid, and it's well deserved. I'm surprised that some players got the amount of money that they did.
Sure.
I don't think that Al Horford,
that's the one that blew me away.
In his career, is a 4-year one. What is it? 4-year 190.
It's $100 million.
I don't like that move.
High 100.
I have nothing but respect for him, and if to
4
me,
years 5 years 190.
He's a great guy to have on your roster when you get to the playoffs.
You know what I don't like? What I don't like about that is I look at fits on a team. Horford and Embiid play the same game. They're both bigs that want to shoot jumpers.
I'm sorry, I said 190.
They're
4
both
years,
bigs that
109.
don't like. You know what I mean? Like I think they don't. I don't know how well they complement each other. And I'm not Horford and believe me, they're two very, very good players.
He doesn't need to play during the regular season.
I just don't know who.
Horford. I'm not prioritizing his minutes at all in the regular season, which I think is
he's
great
the
about
type.
him.
He's the dude that plays a lot. He does play. He played a lot for the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
Embiid. I think what that does is that gives Philadelphia the opportunity to rest Embiid.
Sure.
I think because Embiid has had injuries. He's had issues where not issues, but he's had situations where he hasn't played that much. So you have somebody.
No, let's cut to it. Let's cut to it. Embiid needs to get in better shape.
Yes.
He's too heavy.
Yes.
And he has aching, nagging injuries.
Right. Yep. So but what it does is it protects Philly, knowing that if Embiid is not playing much,
right,
then they have somebody that can step in and they
in the playoffs. I trust him in the playoffs.
Who? Embiid?
Horford.
Right, I do too.
So and they're going to make the playoffs.
I just don't know playing together. I don't know how much. Wow. I don't know. I will tell you the move I do like though. I love Kemba Walker going to the Celtics. And I'm going to tell you why.
What the hell is Charlotte doing?
I'm going to tell you. I know, but I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. I think he's going to be better for the Celtics. Now listen to me. Than what Kyrie was. I'm not saying Kemba's a better player than Kyrie. I'm saying that the way Kemba plays and his attitude and his charisma and his personality, I think that will come out more. I think they will get more out of him than they did with Kyrie. I'm not saying he's a better player than Kyrie, but I'm looking at, again, like I said, fits. Yeah. And I like Kyrie. If they're going to lose Kyrie Irving, I like Kemba Walker. And I think that Brad Stevens is going to be able to get a lot out of Kemba. I think Boston is – people are sleeping on Boston. People are sleeping on Boston big time, man. And I'm telling you right
Boston?
now.
They're sleeping on them for what?
Because everybody's talking about Philly. Everybody's talking about Philly.
The number one seed,
Everybody's talking about Milwaukee. Everybody's saying Philly's going to the finals next year. Yep. Everybody's saying Philly. Obviously, the Greek freak is in Milwaukee. But I'm telling you, that Kemba Walker to Boston is a big deal, man. I'm telling you right now, that's a big deal. I like it. I think Jason, who was I'm thinking about?
Tatum.
Mm-hmm. Jason Tatum didn't have the year he wanted last year. I think he plays better with Kemba, and I think Jaylen Brown plays better.
Yeah.
I like their team next year coming up. I really do.
Now I agree.
I think they underachieved last year.
Kemba Walker, I think he'll do a better job of galvanizing those guys and bringing them together.
Yep.
With his game.
Yep.
I don't think that. I think Kemba Walker doesn't need to dominate the ball as much. Kemba can score in spurts, and he makes very exciting plays. But he also dishes the rock. He wasn't able to show as much of his playmaking ability because he was leaned on to score so much in Charlotte. Kemba Walker is a point guard.
Yes.
He's just a very good scorer.
Right.
So
Good point.
I think that will help Boston. I agree with you on that. He's an all-star.
Yeah.
He's a player that's on the rise, and his ability to put a team on his back and carry a team in times like he showed in Charlotte, he'll have to do in Boston. Maybe for a quarter or so to get them over the hump. But I think he's a better fit for those young guys, developing and expanding their game.
So was Kemba ever considering playing for Charlotte this season? Because I think the answer has to be
Probably no. I mean, I don't think he wanted to leave Charlotte. I just think, man, money talks.
But
And
Charlotte,
he knew he was a hot commodity.
So then Charlotte screwed it up because
I don't know
they
if
played this
screwed it
thing
up.
terrible. Oh,
I just think they're in the position that they're in.
Who did they just sign? They just signed a guard because they missed out on Brogdon, right?
Yeah. Where did Rozier go?
And then
I thought he went to Memphis.
Rozier.
Did Rozier go to Memphis?
Oh, fine.
And they missed out on him. I mean, and Charlotte ended up paying somebody half as good as Kemba, almost as much. It's baffling to me. I wanted just real fast because I think Kawhi and Paul George is the best duo. LeBron James and Anthony Davis have a lot to say about that.
And they got DeMarcus Cousins.
Yep.
They got
JaVale
McGee. And some
what
a
all this
name that's
says to
not
me?
being mentioned with all of this movement is the one guy that they retained. They kept Kuzma.
Yeah.
How cool. He's a budding star in this league. And I really like his game. I like how he complements
They still don't have
LeBron.
shooters. They still don't have shooters.
They need Brad Beal.
Didn't they pick
Can't
up
have
Danny
him.
Green?
Yeah, they got
Yeah,
Danny
but
Green.
Danny
They picked up Danny
didn't shoot
Green.
well in the
I think they
playoffs,
paid
man.
Danny Green too much.
Good for Danny Green, by the way,
Um,
because I loved him in San Antonio. He disappeared for me in Toronto, but he got that ring and he got paid.
I'm
They just
telling
picked
you,
up Avery Bradley.
Avery Bradley's not a shooter, but you're right, Darren. They did. I don't like.
That's the guy I was thinking
I
of,
don't
and they
like-
overpaid him.
Yeah, they did. I mean, but the
I would
Lakers
have liked to
still
see
don't
them
have
get J.J.
shooters.
Redick, and they
They'll
didn't get him.
probably get Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver just got he got released from Phoenix, so they'll probably pick up Kyle
They need him.
Korver. They'll probably get another shooter or what have you. I just don't. I don't trust LeBron and AD as much as I trust Kawhi and Paul George. I just don't. You know what I mean? And I'm not. I'm just saying that to me.
Don't they still have KCP, Caldwell Pope?
Yeah, they have Caldwell Pope. You know,
But these
we'll
are
see.
more of scorers and
right,
not shooters.
Right. But you know the NBA loves this. They love it. Now all the focus is back in LA, one of the
In
biggest
LA, yeah.
markets. Everybody's going to come see those games. The Clippers and the Lakers are going to be a huge
And
rivalry.
The focus
It's going
is
to be all about
kind
them.
of back in New York, not in Madison Square Garden, but down the street at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn.
You got New York.
They've
and
got to
you
wait. They've got to
Brooklyn.
wait a little bit
They
for
gotta
KD
wait.
to get
You got
healthy.
New
But
York, you got Brooklyn.
That's the weirdest thing ever.
So it's funny because the biggest media, as far as the media is concerned, you have LA and you have New York, and there was a lot to be said about New York, RJ Barrett, and you got some stuff going on there. Brooklyn with Kyrie and KD, and then you got over on the left coast, you got LeBron, AD, and you got Kawhi and Paul George. And I mean, it couldn't be better for the NBA. It couldn't be better for the. Now I'll tell you what's not good. These daggone Wizards.
So I wanted to go because I
I'm
wanted to
just
give you
saying,
guys some
I'm
names.
sorry.
Because I got to tell you guys, going through how the Wizards ended up, it doesn't make me feel great, but there's something about it that because you guys know how much I love the Bullets,
Right.
and the terribleness and embraced the ridiculously awfulness of
Bullet Fever.
Bullet Fever.
Happens
I
to
think this is
me
the most
every year.
bullet-licious roster we've had in a long time. Like this is
We
like
lost your
straight.
man Sato.
I'm gonna
I
tell you
know.
what I like though.
He went to
I know.
Chicago.
Let me
I'm
give you
gonna
this.
tell you-
Let me give you the starting.
Okay,
let me
go
give you
ahead.
the starting
Go ahead.
lineup.
Go ahead.
It was just out of nowhere. Point guard on starting day on day one. Isaiah Thomas at
IT4.
point.
Yeah.
Bradley Beal at the 2.
Yeah.
Jeff Green at the small forward.
No,
not
Jeff
here,
Green
man.
just
He's
left.
gone. He's gone.
Sorry, Troy Brown Jr. We're gonna put him in at the
Okay.
number 3. Rui Hachimura, but I believe we called him Rua Hutski.
Okay.
He's starting at the power forward with
Rui
Thomas
Hachimura.
Bryant at center.
Who at 5?
Thomas Bryant, backed up by Ian Mahinmi.
No, he's gone. He ain't gonna be there.
I hope not, but
I like
right now he's on the
boy,
roster
I like
still.
the big boy from the Lakers they picked up. I like him.
Moritz Wagner.
Yeah, I like
Wagner.
him. Man. I like
Stop,
him.
man.
He's playing.
Yeah.
So will
like
Jordan McRae, Admiral Schofield, Isaac Bonga.
And they got little Ish Smith.
Yes, they
Ish
do.
Smith. They sure do.
Now that's my man.
It's going to be okay. So,
Ish is going to be a fan favorite.
so this team is way.
They
Bradley
hit
Beal
one.
is way too good to be on this team.
Can't buy one.
Dude, you know how good Bradley Beal's numbers are going to be this year, though? Because
You know how
this
bad
team
it
is
You know how
just.
exhausted Bradley
You know
Beal
how
is going
bad
to
his,
be?
you know how bad his percentage is gonna be.
You think he's going to hoist like 45? He doesn't live in Heisterstown. I think he is.
I'm gonna tell you what I like the Wizards did do. They got rid of Dwight Howard's contract.
Yes, they did. It was a great thing.
That was good.
I would have really
They don't
liked.
have nothing. They can't do nothing, man. They can't. That John Wall contract, man. I'm telling
Oh,
you,
hold
can
them
I-
hostage.
killing them. Man.
Let me.
I would have really liked to see Jeremy Grant here. OKC is
Yep.
emptying house, and Jeremy Grant goes, and it's good. He's in a contract year, and he goes to Denver. Millsap,
That's
they
a
just
great
picked up.
pickup for them.
It is for
It
depth,
is.
but he's coming off career highs in points and rebounds, and starting the whole season. In a contract year, you trade starting and continuing on this trend of putting up career numbers for advancing far in the playoffs. What do you think that does? Do you think that does well during a contract year, or do you think that's a lateral or backwards move, going back to coming in the second unit when you've been starting all year?
I mean, he's making a very pretty penny.
There he is.
Yeah, and he has a chance to put himself in. I'm sure he's watching all of the money that's being spread
Sure.
out this year, and he's in a contract year, and then he goes to a team that is on the rise. Denver is a force to be reckoned with for sure in the West.
Yep.
Sure, I think he's in a good situation.
You think
man.
it's a good situation?
Absolutely. I think you're in a good situation. You're on a
lot of
better
people have
team.
mixed feelings
They were
about
the
it.
First of all, it's an
number two
awesome
seed.
town.
They're the number 2 seed.
Yep.
Their team. If Michael Porter ever gets back,
Yeah, I didn't like to hear the news about him.
I didn't either. But if he ever gets back, I feel sorry for that kid, man.
I think
Because he's so good.
Yeah, he's
He just can't get it together, man. He can't get it together. But
He's got a lot
if
of
they
miles.
ever get already. So if they can get that figured out, man. But I like their team. And in the West, I mean, there's uncertainty. I mean, everybody's saying the Lakers and the Clippers. But after that, OKC obviously is going to go down. Houston, we don't really know this CP3 and James Harden situation. Denver's right there. Portland, we'll see about them. I think they're going to
always
be
a
okay.
playoff team
Yeah.
with,
You know
with
what
Dame.
I mean? Golden State. I know people are going to be saying that Golden State is not. Golden State is still going to be there, man. They are who they are. They're champs. The D'Angelo Russell signing, I know people are like down on that because they don't think he fits in. I think he's going to be good until Clay comes back. I like the Willie Cauley-Stein pickup for Golden State. I like they got that kid from the Jazz, Eddie. I can't think of the kid's last name. Burke? Is it no? It's Burke. I think they
Burks.
got Burke. Eddie. I like that pickup. They're trying to
Steph
get
is
younger.
going to go crazy
Steph's
next
going
year.
to go. They just cut Livingston.
Yeah, they have the
They
second
got
best
rid of
coach.
Livingston. They got rid of Iguodala, so they're kind of getting away from what they've done. But I think they're going to be fine, man. They're going to
Second
get to
best
the playoffs
coach in
until Clay
professional
comes.
sports.
I think Livingston might retire.
No, he said he's not. He said he's coming back.
Really?
Yeah.
They play for the Wizards.
Hey.
Wow.
He,
might go
could take Chasen
I will be-
Randall's
and
spot.
listen. Don't be surprised if his career ends up where it started. I can see him going
Clip
to the
show?
Clippers. Yeah,
He was drafted by the Clippers, right?
I know.
Yeah.
I can see him going
Okay,
to the
didn't think
Clippers.
I knew that, did you?
I can see him going to the Clippers.
After he spurned Coach K. Left
I can
left
see.
Coach
I
K
can
at the
see. I
altar.
can see him going to the Clippers, man. I can see Doc taking a chance on Sean Livingston because they need. I don't know.
course.
They're after Beverly, they can get a backup. You know what I mean? Somebody who's
Take
gonna
a
come
chance
in
on a
solid.
6'8" point guard? Yeah, I'm taking that
Absolutely,
chance.
I would take that chance.
He's
with
taller
him.
than that, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's maybe 6'9", maybe 6'10" almost. I mean, he's huge.
He was one of the most sought after high school players
Yeah.
He was so good before he got hurt, man.
before he got injured. Yeah.
Coach K had him.
So the frenzy, this free agency frenzy has been, and I'm surprised at the way Kawhi had everybody watching his soap
Fooled.
opera. He didn't say a word.
Is he chasing?
He doesn't seem like a drama-filled guy to me.
I don't think it was dramatic at all.
So, I mean, every day was it, where's Kawhi going? What is Kawhi doing? You know, and I think
I just don't understand why you would leave Toronto, man. You already won. You have a whole country behind you.
L.A. is L.A.
he's from Cali.
I get it, but damn it, you can't go to L.A., man. I mean, what do you like? What? So what? I just
Hey.
to me, I'm just, and again, I'm
Was
maybe
Toronto
I'm
making the
just
deal for Paul George? Because I think the deal was.
If it ain't broke, don't fix
Yeah,
it.
it was
You won
it
the
was
chip.
gonna be Russ and
Why
Paul
are
George to
all
come
these-
there to join him.
Why are all these dudes joining together? Why? See, I'm old school.
Dude, that's the
man.
thing. That's why I asked
are
you, is he
everybody
now
joining
chasing?
together? Why are you texting your boy saying, "Come on, man, let's go get this chip. Come on, let's go do this."
He
Why
never
are
was
you
chasing
doing it
before.
for
We
what?
never accused Kawhi of
These
chasing
kids, man,
ever
these
before.
Kids, I'm
They
telling
wanna
you, man,
mob
this
up.
blows me, man.
They want to mob up.
This blows me. This absolutely pisses me off that all these guys are getting together saying, "Let's go make this as easy as we can on each other. Let's go see if we can get together, join forces, and win a chip."
But you know
That's
what it
not
is?
how you do it,
It's
man.
what I've been making
That's
this
not
argument
what
from the
Mike
beginning.
did. That's not what Magic did. That's
know.
not what Bird did.
But
That's
it's Team
not what
USA.
you do.
It's the Team USA
Yeah,
thing.
but
That's all terrible, man. It's awful.
They're joining.
Man.
They're,
It's so bad.
they love
man.
each other from Team USA. They're playing together as, and that's what the Wizards.
It
have,
don't work.
have to
It
go.
doesn't work. It doesn't work. This getting together crap don't work. Golden
Let's
State
get
didn't
together.
do it.
Well, there's only two. That's why I like the dynamic duo, a super team of a
Terrible,
dynamic
K-
duo.
man.
KD came over there. They won back to back.
They didn't know KD was coming, I'm sure. KD's like, man, I'm going to go play with them. It's not like people are calling, hey, man, because they don't need him. They won a chip without him. It's not like they needed KD. When they were at that point, they were like,
used
man,
him.
we
They had
won
three.
without
They
him.
had three. Currently had three Team USA.
Now, when
players.
KD got there,
KD's a Team
when
USA
KD
player,
got
you're
there,
right.
KD proved to be the best player on that team. But I don't know if they went out and said, okay, we need him. Should we won without him?
That's the Kawhi Paul George duo. It's the
Now, all
KD
this
Kyrie
getting together
duo.
there,
It's the
let's see if we
Steph.
can get together. Let's see if we can. Man, that's terrible.
That's what the
man.
Wizards
That's the way
plan.
of that's the way of it now.
We need to get
Terrible,
Bradley
man.
Beal
It's bad,
onto that
man.
roster.
You got the have-not, the haves, and the have-nots.
And we need
There's
to
a
get a
whole lot
coach.
of have-nots out there, man.
The Wizards should hire a Team USA coach.
Who?
The Wizards should hire a Team USA coach or make sure that their coach is part of the Team USA program.
Wizards might
They
be
need to
the,
get Bradley Beal and John Wall somehow more involved and
Yeah.
recruit at least one or two more of those guys.
Wizards might be the worst team in the East next year.
No way.
Who's gonna be worse than them?
If Russ goes to
Who's gonna be
the
worse
Heat
than them? Who's gonna be
with,
worse than them, Ken?
Jimmy buckets.
Oh, I'll give you. I'll tell you two teams.
Give
that's
me
gonna
two teams
that's
that'll be
gonna
worse than the Wizards.
I think the Cavaliers will be worse than the Wizards.
The Cavaliers
The Cleveland Cavaliers will
I
be
don't
worse
think so.
than the Washington
and
Wizards.
Chicago. Is that who you gonna say? Chicago?
I would say Chicago Bulls.
Absolutely not.
I'm actually not a believer in the
Absolutely
Heat or the
Go over
Knicks,
that. Go over
just
that.
for the
Go
record.
over that starting five again.
Thomas
Go over that
Bryant.
starting five again. For the
I
Wizards.
know. I'm telling you, dude. It's
Go
so.
over that starting five
It's
again.
label-licious.
Give me that starting five again for the
All
Wizards.
right, here we go. Starting
Give me
five
that starting five.
for the Washington Wizards. Where are we at?
IT4.
You got IT4 coming off hip surgery.
Bradley Beal, which is all.
Bradley
That's
Beal.
that's a 50-point
Who's
per
your
game
Troy
guy.
Brown?
Who's your Troy Brown,
Troy
who didn't
Brown.
play at all last year?
Hachimotski.
Who was at Gonzaga last year?
Gotcha, man. Rui.
And Thomas Bryant. That's your
and
starting
Thomas
five.
Bryant, that's my start. That's my team is on the floor, Norman Dale style.
Okay.
Yeah, and I got Jordan McRae coming off the bench with some Admiral
Okay.
Schofield. Give me
Who?
some Isaac Bonga.
And then your backup point guard is Ish.
And my backup point guard is Ish.
That's your mob next
my
year.
man,
That's
Ish.
what you rolling out next year.
Oh
starting?
yes, oh yes. And they got to pull out those. They got to just wear Bullets jerseys with the
I'm
hands.
looking
and
Terrible.
forward.
claws.
I'm looking forward to
Terrible.
see the Malcolm Brogdon and a healthy Victor Oladipo in that Indiana backcourt.
Yep.
I
Pacers
think,
will be very
I think
good.
Malcolm gets a chance now to, be slated as a point guard, which he wants to play. And then defensively, I think some of the quicker guards, I think Vic will probably guard them. And Malcolm, who's versatile enough to guard two guards. I think that's going to work out well for them. Now, what they put around them and what they have Sabonis and who they had?
Miles Turner.
Miles Turner, yes. So that'll be
see.
interesting to see how they do.
We'll see.
Because I know Vic is, anxious to get back to. He was at All-Star
guys.
form when he got hurt.
I got to give you this because I was thinking when I think about like the classic Bullets roster that We're like, yeah, why can't this team win 53 games? And everyone's like, are you serious?
I never said that.
Michael Adams, Ron Anderson, Manute Bol, a 7'7" center,
My
Mitchell
bad.
Butler, Rex Chapman, Calbert Cheney, Kevin Duckworth, Purvis Ellison, Tom Gugliotta, Don McClain, George
We
Murison,
had
Doug
Duckworth?
Overton, Brett Price, LeBradford Smith,
What
Larry
team is
Stewart, and
that?
Kenny
That's all
Walker.
on one team?
That's a 1993, 1994
How many games they
Washington
win?
Bullets
They ain't win
roster.
them one
They were
48
24 and 58.
Wow.
I mean, that's just, it's great. I love every
And
single
so,
one of
and
those
some
guys.
of those kids, some of those guys you named are good players.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, very good.
Name me one good player outside of Bradley Beal on the Wizards. Name me one.
That's not fair.
Hopefully,
it's not fair?
IT4 can find his old form.
IT4
I
ain't played in 3 years, man.
I think Thomas Bryant is going to be he's certainly going to have the
Who?
minutes. Thomas Bryant. I think he's going to be a guy.
All right.
What can I say? By the way, I want to before let's go out on this. Everyone was talking about we should trade Bradley Beal. We should just fully commit to rebuild. And I thought to myself, I don't know how much rebuilding you can do when you're paying a guy who can't even play for you $40+ million.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'll tell you what, I'll trade you Bradley Beal if you also take John Wall. And then we're rebuilding. Now we're rebuilding. Now we're serious. Now we really have nothing. And whatever we're gonna get for that.
You would trade Bradley Beal and John Wall's contract
for what
for whatever
what I could get. Yeah. So if someone wants Bradley, if you really want Bradley Beal,
gotta
you
take
also
John
got to take
Wall
John Wall.
with
Because
you.
if I'm trading Bradley Beal, I'm committing to losing.
Well, that's what Sam Presti in OKC is essentially doing. He's cleaning house.
He's cleaning house.
He's cleaning the house, getting cap room and trying to get younger and rebuilding.
But if we're keeping Bradley Beal, I'll watch him every single night. He led the league, I believe, in minutes last season. And I think he could easily do that again. He's one of the league leaders in minutes. I think he got over 3,000 minutes. And he's going to do it for a spectacularly mediocre team.
You know what team I would do if I was this team. You know who I would do that trade for. I would do if I was the Milwaukee Bucks. I would do that.
You would take Beal. You would take Wall's contract to get Beal. Mm-hmm. Because that's really all you're doing. You're sucking up a huge contract to get Bradley Beal, who is a preeminent scorer.
I would do that. I would do that if I was Milwaukee.
And
the Lakers should do
not
it.
Resign Middleton.
They can't though.
No, I'd sign Middleton.
Resign Middleton.
Yeah. I would do that.
So okay,
I think Milwaukee's the one team like I could see them because they need if they have one more shooter, especially since they lost Malcolm.
Yeah.
If they had one more shooter with the freak and
the
Middleton,
kind of shooter that Bradley Beal is, he's
right.
He's elite.
And you know what I mean? And you got Bledsoe. I'm not a Bledsoe fan, but if
He
you
disappeared in the
decide
playoffs.
to move on from Bledsoe afterwards, the following year you'll have John Wall. You know what I mean? I would probably do something
That's
like
actually
that.
pretty good thought. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mirotic is gone to Europe. He went.
Yeah,
he
I think
signed
if
in
I was
Barcelona.
Milwaukee, I would probably do something like that. I don't know how much money.
Let me
they
ask
have.
you this.
I love
Nobody
John
would
Wall
do
Because we
and
all
Bradley
know
Beal,
this.
obviously.
Let me ask you this. What's the nature of John Wall's injury?
Legs.
Okay.
Achilles,
Yeah.
man.
Right.
What's his strength?
Achilles.
Achilles, yeah.
Now, Kevin
Speed.
Durant, and we talked about this before. Kevin Durant has an Achilles injury. Why it doesn't scare people as much is because Kevin Durant makes money with his shot, his touch, his hands, his IQ, and all. He doesn't make money as much with his legs, right? Even though he is athletic, he can play a whole game and not dunk the basketball and not blow past you laterally, or
Yeah.
north and south. John Wall can't do that. So John Wall carrying this heavy baggage of a contract, coming back from an Achilles injury after having knee problems,
Yep.
that worries me more than Kevin Durant coming back, getting back to top form and top shape of the same kind of injury as an Achilles.
I
One
told-
6'11", one 6'4", and
said-
one relies on his speed
Right.
and his legs, and one doesn't.
I said this about KD. I said if KD comes back, when KD comes back from his Achilles, he can be Dirk Nowitzki.
Sure.
I've said it. I think it that he doesn't have to be because when he hurt himself, he was trying to make a play. If he had just stayed in the post, if he had just knocked down shots, played off people, then he would have been extremely effective. He was on his way for 40 that night. And I think that if he comes back, if he doesn't have his athleticism, then he could still be very effective. And I could see him being Dirk Nowitzki. He can shoot over top of people. He's 7 feet. He can knock shots down. He can get into the mid post. He can get into the low post. He doesn't have to create stuff for himself. He can have people create for him, but then he can minimize his efforts by really kind of getting the post, turning, facing, shooting over top of people. He could be Dirk Nowitzki.
The ultimate version of Sam Perkins. I feel like just like
You like Sam, don't you?
I love him,
You like
and
Sam,
I'm
don't
just
you?
saying I respect him to the highest
I know
degree.
you
And if
do,
you're talking
man.
about
You like Sam
KD, just all of a sudden turning into a guy that no one could guard his shot from 20 feet out because he'll always have a height advantage, then to me that's like the ultimate Sam Perkins.
Right.
I hope Wall can make a full recovery and get back to some form of his old self because
Yeah.
he's got a lot riding on it.
Let's see, man.
He sure does.
don't
I'll
see
tell you what, we got a lot riding on. You getting on that plane
Yeah.
and enjoying yourself. Peace
Absolutely.
Jam. We're not because we
Trying
won't
to
see you next
return,
week.
get back-to-back championships.
Back-to-back championships. Let's get it done.
Get it done,
We'll get the
bro.
full rundown from you when you come back.
Absolutely.
Until next Tuesday night.
Hold on, real quick.
wait,
shout
sorry,
out.
sorry.
I want to shout out to the women's national team, the soccer
Heck
team.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's give a shout out to them. That was
For
well
sure.
done, very well done.
Pay them some money.
Yeah, man, that's terrible.
Pay these ladies.
The discrepancy between the men and the women for money is terrible.
Yep.
Pay these
They need.
ladies.
I mean, they are right now. They are a dynasty. They are. The women's national soccer team is unbelievable.
They're a treasure.
They're
A national
they
treasure.
They are. And I
should be
hope that
treated as
they
such.
figure out some way. FIFA can figure it out. They need to be paid some money, man, for everything they've done. The role models they are, all that stuff. These women need to get paid some money, man. And I had somebody that tell me actually, Melissa Coyne, who I work with. She's our athletic director at the St. James. She made a good point. She said that for the Olympics, they shouldn't play until they get paid. And I totally agree with her. Totally agree with her. So we'll see what happens, but there should be some kind of level of, there needs to be something comparable, man. You can't have these women out here playing and not making the money that they should be making. And they just won a second back-to-back World Cups.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Let's do right by these women. But
Give
great job.
Alex Morgan some more endorsement.
Yeah. Yes, Lord.
The cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Well,
There we go.
it's a good start.
It's a great start.
You ain't gotta do all that, man. Just put her on like a commercial or something. Why you gotta have the,
Well, that's what she
Revlon or
was.
something.
you wanna put her
How
on
about
a-
Revlon?
You wanna put her in a bikini, man? Is that what you want?
I didn't. Sports Illustrated did, and then they put her on the cover. It was her and Tyra. That was our
Yeah.
cover. That was our cover. We talked about the Tyra. We didn't talk about the Alex Morgan. Just saying.
All right.
He's Darren McClinton.
Hey, man. About to get on this plane. It was great to
safe, bro.
It
Be
was
safe,
great to
man.
be in the basement again with you guys.
Pleasant travels, man. Be safe.
Yeah.
Please
Hopefully
be
I
safe.
come back with some great news.
Yes.
But I'll be working hard over the next week and a half.
He's Juice, Kevin McClinton.
Hey, let's do it again next week, man. If we don't have Froghorn, man, see if we can hold it down, man. But
We
this
will
was
hold
fun,
it
man.
down.
Good to get back in the saddle.
That's right. I'm Ken Marangolo, and this was
The Hot Box.
Appreciate you.
Still Live, guys. Until I turn that off.
Good night.
Hey, man. Alex Morgan needs some more endorsements, man.
Jeez. Jeez.